Hello guys, today I'm gonna talk to you about something that really interests me since a long time. I've always been keen into 3D pictures. I have a 3D camera, I have a 3D TV, and so when I discovered that some 3D FPV camera were on the market, I had to give it a try. So today I want to show you, it's my first 3D experience for FPV camera with camera called Nerdcam3d Make 1. This is the little camera. So it has two lenses, which is mandatory for 3D because you need to have the left eye and the right eye emulated. And it also comes with a sensor. I'll show you. Which is here, which is called the Nerdcam3d, on which you can plug the LiPo and the V out, and it works as a current sensor because you have an integrated OSD in it, which is very smart. So, first of all, something you need to understand about 3D. If you want to have the best results about 3D picture or 3D movie, you need to stick to some rules. First, what you film, it needs to be, you need to have a certain composition, meaning the foreground, the middle ground and the background. If you want to fly with this camera like 3,000 meters high up in the sky, it will be totally useless to you. The idea of using the 3D, to me, the idea of using the 3D FPV camera is when you do low riding in the forest, is to have the depth of a scene, to be able to feel the volume where the objects are one to each other, and this way you can maybe more visualize all the obstacles and then avoid them. This is why I think 3D FPV camera has a real meaning. Okay, so first of all, regarding the material, and it will be almost exactly the same on the Fuji 3D camera. The space between the lenses, the idle space between the lenses is 7.3 centimeters, which is the average space between human eyes. So if you come across some FPV camera with lenses like 5 centimeters space, with 5 centimeter gap or so, don't even bother, because your brain will recreate the scene, and to him, you know, the average space is around 7 centimeters. So the render you will have with closed lens will never be as good as if it was in the average good gap between 7 and 8 centimeters. And this is very much mandatory if you want to have the wow 3D effect. So that was my first concern with this Nerdcam, and in fact the space between the lens is good. So I was quite confident. Then the setup is very straightforward. I was thinking I will be going through a nightmare for you to test this camera. And in fact it's very simple. So I've used a 5.8 GHz 600 milliwatts VTX from Immersion RC. Comes with the plug for the power and an external cord, which you just have to plug on the camera. There are 3 screws to screw, and that's it, you're done. If you don't want to use the current sensor, the nerd sensor, this is it. It just takes you 2 seconds. I was like, well, okay, I might have missed something. So I power up, okay, and then you need to have some 3D capable camera, goggles I mean. So you recognize this one, the Fat Shark HD VR, and all I had to do to get the 3D in the lenses was to plug it in, and once it's plugged, press once here and you're in 3D. And that was it. I was in 3D in less than a minute, and it was working. It was, to be honest, it was a blast. I thought it would be far more complicated than that, and no, it was working. So I recorded the scene with the DVR, which recorded in what we call side by side. So in fact the screen is split in two, and the left camera is like one video channel and the right camera is another video channel, and the file is side by side. You can play it on your 3D TV, or you can play it if you have a 3D camera which has a 3D screen. You can play it by putting it on memory card, or you can play it with your goggles. And well, my opinion, if you think that 3D camera for FPV is gimmick, I will say that you're wrong. It was easy to understand by moving it around here, so I haven't flied with it, to make it clear, okay? I just tried it on the ground to see the circuit, if it was all working. But it was easy to understand that, okay, it's a real help. I mean, it's so strange for the first time to see the space, like as it is in reality, like to see that the chair is here, the table is behind, and you can feel the distance between the chair and the table, and then you can easily understand, okay, you can, wow. No, I think it's not a gimmick. The video resolution, to me, as it is now, is lacks of, it's not fine enough for use it 50 km/h in a forest. I mean, if you expect to see the tiny branch that put you down with that, no, you won't. But if you want to go to a kiddo playground and play between all the things you find usually in kid playground with your small racer, I think it will start to be efficient. Okay, so if the environment where you expect to fly is full of tiny little details, resolution is not accurate enough for that yet. But then, this is just the start. I mean, I know these guys, they are working on the next version, which is already much better, and it's gonna be much better. The bandwidth on video transmitter will also be better, so you're gonna be able to push more signal left and right together. So I think you know what, I think in 2 years time lots of you will be using 3D camera for FPV if you do low riding with quadcopter, because there's a real meaning, and it seems to be very efficient for improve your flight, because you can see how the scene is structured with all the obstacles in it. And to be honest, it was a real blast to try this Nerd 3D cam this morning. It's just like, wow, it was working in the real world. To see, in fact, I was finally seeing it as it is, and not on the flat wave as you usually have with 2D. So if you want to give it a try, contact these guys. It's called themissinggear.eu altogether. Okay, the cam's called Nerdcam3d MK1. It's very easy, even me have been able to set it up in 2 minutes. Okay, it's very easy to set up. There are 4 screws. You can do a L-shape holder and put it on your quadcopter. And well, share your opinion in the comments. Tell us what you think about it, but I think this is the beginning of something very big. Well, to me it was a real blast. So, well, give it a try and let us know. Bye bye.